What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kind of Funny Gamescast for Monday, July 21st, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the master of hype, Snowbike Mike.
Good morning, Greg. Happy Monday to all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Very exciting episode today, Greg.
Excited to have you here, Mike. You're coming in hot off of a great Games Daily.
Yes, we were turning it on. We were having some fun. Andy leading, talking about Pokemon with me.
Yep.
Battlefield 6. Is it titled Battlefield 6? We'll find out.
I mean, I think we found out. That was the whole story.
Oh, you think that's legit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Why would they send the PR? Well, first of all, why'd you wink at me? Second of all, yeah, they sent the PR package.
Oh,
it just
Doom's
said Battlefield
96.
6.
You got to read the embargo information.
Yeah, you got to read the embargo before you post
tough,
it.
bro,
Yeah.
That
tough.
sucks, man. You hate to see it with somebody.
Who do you think you are, Andy
Like
Cortez?
Wait, what did you talk about on the show? that was the whole story.
We're speculating.
You know, when you get two best friends out there,
Yeah.
Forbes 30 under 30, a.k.a. New York Game Awards nominated, a.k.a. Best haircut in the business, blessing
you.
Eddie Oye Jr.
Apparently, they're calling me Hotkey Poppy now.
I know. I heard that right before.
Yeah.
That I won't lie. I didn't know the hotkey to just start a link.
Oh,
What is
yeah.
it? Talk to me.
If you're in Google Docs and you're
Yeah.
trying to just make something a hot link, you just do Control K.
When you when it's highlighted, or
When you highlight, press Control K, and then you just paste whatever link in there.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I like that a
Yeah,
lot.
it saved me a
smart.
lot of time prepping KFGD.
I'm sure it does. Yeah. Of course, rounding out our quartet is the Hispanic heartthrob Texas Street Latino heat, clicking heads and ripping them to shreds. Globe shot and head. No. What? Fuck. What was the one we did of the most recent one? We added one, which was the
No scoping. I
No
did see
sc-
people
no,
in
no.
chat say, like, you shouldn't have groping
no
in your...
scoping, no groping.
Yeah, you should not have groping in your...
That was. I mean, it
yeah.
pertained very much to that day's news.
Yeah,
that
just
was
that
why.
day's
So we
news.
won't do it again. But
Or
I
I
enjoyed
dominated
it.
Mike and Roger in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Shut us up.
Nitro Rifle from Twitch.tv. Andy Cortez.
Hello.
You also killed it on Games Daily. You've been doing a lot of Games Dailies lately. I like
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I saw... I was telling Bless this, but the other day where I was hosting with Bless, somebody in chat was... You know, I had maybe not such a great segue, which I'm known for, and somebody was like, man, Andy sucks as a host.
Wow.
And I almost read it to be like, I know. I don't know why they asked me
No,
to do it. Like,
Andy, you don't
I don't know why they asked me
suck.
to do it. You
You
know?
don't suck.
I read all the Spotify comments, which is funny because I don't read the YouTube comments.
Ah.
But I did see one Spotify comment being mean to you, and I almost replied. But I was like, it's fine. No one's going to see this. It's a Spotify comment.
Terrible transitions are part of your charm as a host, you know? I look forward to them.
Today's, was a little too good.
It was a little too good. I was going to say, I was like,
I need them
that
to
was
be
too
bad and
smooth.
stumble.
Gotcha. Just do your own thing out there, Andy. It's jazz. You don't have to follow the document exactly. Mike doesn't even read the stories he's talking about. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to get down because a lot of people comment, why do you always read them verbatim? Why? I already know what's going on. And so there's some parts of me that's like, what if I gave you the cliff notes? Would you really be ready for that? And sometimes I try to give them to them like that, and they're not ready for that. Thank
They're
you,
not
Greg.
ready.
No,
and
they are
so
not ready for that.
they want me just to read it out word for word to them. Feed it up like a little baby.
Yeah.
Listen, you have my permission, because I'm the one that puts in the news stories.
Yeah.
If you want to shorten the news story, you can.
I'd be doing
wanna
that.
go
That's
in?
why Greg said that. But he meant it more in a mean way, like Mike just be fumbling the bag all the time whenever he reads.
Just free. It sounds like you're just
No.
freestyling.
I meant in the way when the Battlefield story, you didn't even know what it was about 2 seconds ago. You were on the show where you discussed
Well,
the
it's
news.
speculation,
And then you were
Greg.
Yeah.
I don't go until EA actually tells me the title.
Fair
okay?
enough.
Doom's
It's all
98.
alleged.
I don't know who the hell Doom's 98 is.
Yeah.
I don't know who the hell
Some
Doom's
kid in his
98 is,
basement, I
but I'm
don't know.
sure we'll get to that
Exactly.
eventually because this is the Kind of Funny Gamescast. Each and every weekday on a variety of platforms, we run you through the biggest topics in video games live on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, podcast services around the globe. If you like that, we'd love you to pick up a Kind of Funny membership. Of course, $10 gets you all of our shows ad-free. That's more than $80 a month, and it gets you your daily dose of me, Greg Miller, in a series we call Gregway. Of course, you also get good karma for supporting a small independent business, but maybe you just want the content. I don't know. If you have no bucks tossed our way, no big deal. Like, subscribe, share, follow. If you have Twitch Prime, if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. And of course, remember, you could super chat live on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames right now to be part of the show. Remember, this is our most anticipated games the rest of the year, so you need to pop off with what you're anticipating and why. Right now, Rabbit of Karen says Andy is great for many reasons, but especially since he's a San Antonio Spurs fan.
Go Spurs, go.
I saw John Cena the other day in one of his The Time Is Now goodbye shirts, and it was Spurs themed. It looked real good.
Man, I'll tell you what, dude. Like, this season's going to be special. The roster is stacked.
Dude, yeah.
This
WWE
season,
Raw.
Wemby, He's back.
Yeah.
No more deep vein thrombosis.
You don't want no deep vein.
When you're 7'6", you gotta be careful with deep vein thrombosis. But Wemby's looking good. Victor Wembanyama was all in the off season doing with monks doing like training and shit, and we're like, oh man, we're fucking winning it all this
Like
season.
Doctor Strange.
Yes. Yeah, he shaved his head and he's just out there with like staffs doing fighting and stuff. I was like, oh man, this season's gonna be on another level. Can't wait, dude.
Pretty cool.
Can't fucking wait.
Remember, an 11-person small business, all about live talk shows. So far, you already got KFGD, which was our Pokemon Presents predictions. Remember, of course, tomorrow is a Pokemon Presents. It will be happening while we are asleep. So we will all stay off of the internet. We will come into work, and you will get the Gamescast before Kind of Funny Games Daily. So if you're a usual live watcher, 10 a.m. will be Gamescast, 11 a.m. will be Games Daily. We will live react and do all that stuff too this here Pokemon Presents. Of course, after this right now, you can get the Kind of Funny podcast, which Blessing is joining us for. I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Good. I'm glad. I went to that Korean supermarket too. We should talk about that.
Oh yeah, I'm down to talk
That
about
was
it.
a great place.
Yeah, it'll be a Daily City staple right there.
And the stream, of course, is going to be RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business with Mike and Nick.
Very excited about this one.
standalone
This could
game.
be, yeah, one of your most anticipated for Nick.
If you're Kind of Funny member, today's Greg Way is nearly 20 minutes on Greg, that's me, Ben, and Poe's weekend with Donkey Kong Bonanza and some light funeral planning for me. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Carl Jacobs, Omega Buster, and Delaney the Psalm Twining. Today we're brought to you by Mood and Factor, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the topic of the show. Gentlemen, believe it or not, we are on the precipice of August.
Gross.
This year is flying by. It is almost over. August, of course, means Madden and the kickoff to almost September, which, of course, is review season and all the big games come out. As we run up to Black Friday, we got to worry about getting our Game of the Year nominations in to Jeff Keighley for the Game Awards. And, of course, we got to get ready to react to the Game Awards. Then, of course, we got our own stuff going on with the Smileys and our own Game of the Year. We got to do all that stuff. Then it's Christmas break. Then it's this. Then 11th anniversary, Kind of Funny. But before we get to 2026, there's still a ton of games coming out in 2025. So now with Donkey Kong Bonanza out,
Game of the summer.
and what a fucking game.
Pretty good game.
What a
Started
fucking
last night.
game.
Wow. They got some good special
Who would have known? This Nintendo might go places.
Seeing this recent tweet is like, I saw a recent tweet that I could not have echoed more of being like, Bonanza, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Mario, you better show the fuck up your next
Yeah, I
game.
know. Yeah.
You're about to be sitting on the
Slacking.
bench. You're
About
gonna
to get lapped.
You're about to be in the back of the poster with everybody else there. You know what I mean?
With mere months left in the year, we are just inundated now with great games, it would seem. And so it felt timely to come in and talk about what our most anticipated games for the rest of the year are. Blessing, I want to start with you.
Oh.
I asked you all to come in with a list of 3. Ranked, rated, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me your most anticipated game for the rest of the year.
We're supposed to rank this 3?
I figure. I mean, you have 3 down, I figure. I don't know.
Because that makes it tougher. I just wrote the 3 games.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
This is jazz. All
Okay.
right? Do whatever you want.
I'm a
You say-
freestyle because I'm
Okay.
looking at the doc right now, and Mike has 100 games written down.
Yeah,
here.
I have a shit.
Well, I did a lot of homework.
I have
that
a
was my goal.
I did a lot of homework as he writes it in the doc.
You're doing
I mean,
homework
like,
right
look at my
now.
homework here.
Yeah.
Like, your
You
boy
did
Mike-
homework starting 10 minutes
What do
ago.
you think I did?
No.
Why are you
no, thank
retyping
you.
it? Just
different
slack
from what you're
yourself
doing
back.
than what I did.
I had to
Slack
go fix
yourself
the
that
gate
list of
this
games.
morning. Mike's out there in the rain fixing
Yeah.
the
Fixing
gate
the
for me
gate,
and poor
you just
Andy.
wipe it down.
He was fixing it.
We couldn't get in.
Yeah, we
What do you
couldn't
want?
get in.
I got to get out of the car. I
First
gotta
wipe out
wipe it
down the
Okay,
sensors.
first-
I got to wipe up with my Gex t-shirt.
As somebody
Yeah.
who's often first to this
Yeah.
office, let me tell you, that is the case half the time.
Well, we had
where
to
the
fix
gate
it.
doesn't work,
had to
and you had to
fix
get
it.
the paper towels,
And
and
I
I
have
wipe
these
it down a
beautiful
lot.
notes on my phone. Last night I had a great time going through all the big releases coming up, and I talked about them, and I'm excited to share them with you.
I'm
I
excited
have
to hear you talk
I have
about
way
it.
too many.
Yeah.
But mainly because I don't want to just shout out the obvious ones.
So you guys
we
didn't want
You
to make
guys'
choices.
top 3 obvious ones. You know what I mean?
We know the obvious.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
ones.
sorry for having the
Bless,
best list here.
Bless, give us your 3. 'cause we know the
I'm
obvious
sorry for
ones.
having good taste and knowing what games
I
are going to be
miss
the
Tim.
bangers for the rest of the year. Because I'm looking at Greg's list and I'm like,
We're
you're
trying
lying
to put
us.
people on.
I'm lying to you?
You're 1,000% lying on your list. Yes.
fucking come at me. What does that mean?
You're fucking not. You're not more excited for Pokemon Legends than you are for Outer Worlds 2.
I forgot. I saw it on your list. You had already written in Outer Worlds. I missed it when I was
opened the list,
recapping.
and I saw that, and I didn't see Outer Worlds 2, and I'm like, oh, Greg's just saying things.
No,
Put it on my list, I guess.
I had 4 down there, and I didn't want to do the Mike thing where I got a million games. So I had 4 down, and I was like, I got to do it, and I eliminated one of them, and then you wrote your 3, and I was like, the first one you wrote, I was like, fuck yeah, Outer Worlds 2 is my most anticipated, probably.
So I'm going to spit my 3 games out at one go, right?
Really, just like that.
Because I'll talk about because we got a lot of games to talk about here.
Yeah.
Right. Outer Worlds 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, Ghost of Yote. Those are the games I'm most excited for the rest of the year.
Thanks for picking the most known
You're welcome.
and biggest games that we already know about.
I'm sorry for telling it like it is. Sorry, what games do you have on your list?
I know what indie bullshit is you about to pull out?
my
Oh,
God.
you're that excited for
Anticipated.
Directive 8020?
I want to talk about 80/20.
Wait, what's your top
Could it
3?
be a
most-
hit or
This
be
is
a miss?
cheating.
That's why
What's
it's
the
on
title?
I'm
What's the
sorry.
title of this
list
episode?
3 games. You listed 4, and then you have a section called
My top-
Outside Looking In.
I didn't know this was a competition.
Thank you, Andy.
Can we just enjoy games?
Wow,
Most
why did these two get
anticipated-
so hot? We had such a great game.
Most
daily.
anticipated games
Yeah.
for the rest of 2025. I'm telling it like it is. All right.
Lay it on us.
Starting off with Ghost of Yote, of course.
I mean, come on.
Come on. We're coming off of Ghost of Tsushima. It's been 5 years since Ghost of Tsushima, a game that came through, was in that, I would say, legendary run of PlayStation in the late 2010s of having these new IPs that would come through and they would wow us and surprise us. You had Horizon, you have Ghosts, and just name two games. You have Ghost of Yote coming through, right? And like bringing back the feeling. I've had this thing this year of not really having a traditional open world action game that I'm like, oh, this is the one. Andy, we talked about it, right? Me and you were like kind of excited for Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Really thought I was gonna be one.
But I also think we're trying to speak it into
How far did you get into
existence.
Shadows?
It still might be the one. We don't know yet
up.
if I go back to it.
How many hours did you get into Shadows?
Well, not far because I was playing other shit.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not.
yeah, no,
It's no fault of Shadows. What I played, I enjoyed. Game was gorgeous as all hell, and I distinctly remember during my stream the getting to a part early on where it gets digitized and the animus pops up. I was like, fuck this, dude.
Yeah.
Just let me exist back there. So like, no, I didn't get very far. Maybe a couple hours.
I
Got it,
played
fair.
the prologue and then it started doing like a tutorial thing where I was being trained and I was like, I'm good. I never played the game after that.
Fucking called it with
Beautiful
both of you.
video game.
Yeah.
But Barrett, you still may be wrong. I may get into
No.
it.
Yeah, we got a lot of time
This
left
is
in
gonna
the
be
year.
one of those things where he plays it in 2 years. Like, we got to go back to the game of the year. Let's redo game of the year 2025.
But like I've tried that. I even tried Avowed, right? Like I feel like the traditional action RPG / open world action and adventure game, right? Like I've not had one that's really stuck with me this year. Aside from Death Stranding 2, which is a very particular kind of game and doesn't really satiate the hunger I have for a Ghost of Yote type of game.
Of course.
And so coming off of the state of play that we saw last week, right? Like it's got everything that I want. Give me a traditional quest system, give me cool characters, give me all of like the checklisty open world bullshit, right? And give me a beautiful world that looks like the world that I got out of Ghost of Tsushima, right? A game that I really liked as well. You know, I'm all the way here for Ghost of Yote in that regard. Moving on.
Oh, real quick, I just want to call out for
Yeah.
all of our viewers and listeners right now. I have good news for you. If you're excited for Ghost of Yote, we have like a 15-minute interview we're going to put at the end of this episode with co-creative directors Nate Fox and Jason Connell from Sucker Punch. They got to pop in, and I only made fun of Goldfarb for about 5 minutes of the time I had.
First Berserker Kazan is what I was playing.
I'll do it.
Same. Yeah. But yeah, moving on from Ghost of Yote, right? In the way that Assassin's Creed Shadows didn't give me the feel I was looking for, Avowed also didn't give me the feel I was looking for with that game.
yeah.
And The Outer Worlds 2 is going to give me, fingers crossed, the feel that I'm looking for, right?
Greg Miller's already calling it Obsidian's best RPG.
Wow.
Nope.
Yeah, you did say that during the preview.
I did say that, and I am incredibly excited about it to the point that I just forgot about it. I am really that excited about it.
So yeah, this is one that I think we're all in agreement on of like being excited for. Outer Worlds 1, I really liked, but it was also one of those ones where obviously they don't have like the scope and the scale of a Fallout, of a Bethesda or whatever. But also I think in a lot of ways that makes this a better experience, right? Of it being more focused, it being more tailored, it being more of a get in, get out sort of RPG kind of thing. Outer Worlds 2, seeing the presentation they did during the Xbox showcase where they were talking about all the systems, where they were talking about the perks and like the weird things of like the character traits that are unique for each player. I think those look cool. I just want to get back into this world as well, right? Like I don't think there's a time more than now that I'm down for a world to just dunk on capitalism and all the systems that exist within it, right? And like Outer Worlds, that's one of the ongoing themes of it. And also, I'm just down for an RPG from Obsidian, right? Like, it is the Fallout Elder Scrolls thing for me, where I'm always going to lean towards a Fallout over an Elder Scrolls, and I think Outer Worlds 2 is that with me, with that versus Avowed, where Avowed, I know many people love it, I tried it, but I just wanted to play Outer Worlds, and so I'm excited that it's coming out this year.
Yeah, I think for me, with somebody who, played through Avowed and enjoyed Avowed and reviewed Avowed, but didn't think it set the world on fire. Even going back to Outer Worlds 1, I think there's, less meat on the bone than Avowed, but I think the world building was cooler. I think it gave you a more varied landscape. And so coming off the preview here of what I got at SGF with Outer Worlds 2, like, I stand by. I think this is going to knock people's socks off if you're in this world and or into this kind of game. And I really say it because I think they're going to give you so much choice that it really is going to be, I hope we sit down for that review, that spoiler cast, and bless you have such a different experience because of the perks you picked, because of the cons you picked, I forget flaws, because of the flaws you picked. And again, I toy with the idea all the time when I get excited and think about Outer Worlds 2, rolling 2 different characters at the same time. And doing that as I review, right? Where I'm doing an hour with one, an hour with another, get to big story beats, and then make the other opposite choice, or finish it all because again, it is a smaller RPG and roll a new thing to run back through. I can't wait for this one. I think it's gonna be incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, even thinking about how much I was enjoying Outer Worlds 1 when I was playing it earlier in the year, like the biggest drawback was all of the mechanics and the systems and combat and how just not tight that they felt. Dude, if you were to put Avowed's combat and movement and everything about the way that game feels mechanically into even Outer Worlds 1 with what that story was doing, with the decisions that you're making there, Outer Worlds 2, I hope, is about to be a banger.
I think it's gonna. I think it's going to be.
Avowed was so much fun to play.
I would bet the house on it, and I would be destroyed if it's not.
Yeah.
Based on what I played and what they were talking about and the way they talk about it and what they're saying, I'm stoked for it.
Something to note as well, right? Outer Worlds 2 and Ghost of Yote both come out in October. Outer Worlds 2 comes out October 29th. Ghost of Yote comes out October 2nd. And my third game here, Ninja Gaiden 4, comes out October 21st. And so it's going to be a pretty active October for me. Ninja Gaiden 4, this is one that I was between this and Dispatch, and I'll talk about Dispatch a little bit in a second, right?
Is that one of your outside looking ins?
That's one of my outside looking ins, right? That's my little honorable mention.
Smile, Mike. Smile, Mike.
Hey, I'm listening. I like it. Outer Worlds 2, I like that. Give me some more OLIs.
Yeah. So like Ninja Gaiden 4, I decided to have it as the proper my top 3 after just rewatching the trailer and going, well, this is a blessing ass video game, right? Like, the Ninja Gaiden 2 Black Sigma, whatever it was, the remaster of it. The remaster of it came out earlier this year, and we played it a little bit, right? And like, Ninja Gaiden's always been that one of those franchises that's, escaped me, even though I know it's my kind of shit, specifically the 3D action ones. And playing the remaster that came out, I was like, oh, I dig this. Like, I want more of this, and I'm going to get a brand new one of these, a modernized one of these from Platinum Games later in the year. Like, let's fucking go. And it's crazy that we're only a few months away from it. And when I watched the trailer, I'm like, well, it looks like everything I want. Fast action, crazy combos, the difficulty that you want out of one of these games. And like, I just hope the only thing I'm kind of waiting on is story, narrative. Is there going to be a story there that I care about?
Sure.
Who knows? But either way, right? I'm here for the style. I need a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I need something to pull me along. If it is straight up like great action without a story that I care about, then we're talking about a Stellar Blade again. And I like a Stellar Blade, right? But I want some substance to hold on to. Even if it is like, it doesn't have to be a deep story. Even if it is dumb shit, but it's like cool dumb shit.
Dumb hype anime shit.
Hype anime shit, I'm in for. Just give me something that I can attach to be... It goes back to the KFG conversation me and Andy were having, where gameplay will have me in the moment.
Yeah.
Story will have me in the long term. You know what I mean? I'm going to remember a story. I'm going to remember those cool moments and all that shit. And so I need you to deliver on both fronts to some extent.
I'm glad that you put that one on the list. I did not put that on my list because I just found number 2 to be too difficult. The remaster of 2 was just that level of difficulty that I couldn't get over. Now, I have played Devil May Cry Reawakening over the past couple of months, so maybe I'm a different man heading into 4. But, of course, I'm very excited for 4. I think it looks really awesome, but there was a difficulty spike there that I could not get behind in 2.
What was Andy Cortez?
Thank you, Greg Miller. What was it about the difficulty, Mike? Because we've seen you dominate Sekiro. We've seen you play all the Souls games. Is this just like a different flavor?
It's a different flavor. It's Devil May Cry flavor. The combos of what you need to do. It doesn't feel like it is a sit there and parry like a Sekiro. It doesn't feel like
Right.
just constantly dodge like you're playing in Dark Souls.
More
right?
action RPG,
It
yeah.
is more of like you got to know your combos. You got to work those combos. And I learned that in Devil May Cry, right? To be that next level, you have to understand all the movesets that they give you, the different weapons and the tools that you can use. And so maybe I'll be better, but yeah, it just was not good at the time when it first dropped in February, right?
I'm mainly stoked about this one because it's a more modern take on and I say modern take meaning with the knowledge of all of the past action games that have happened in the past, going into this one and saying, what does a Ninja Gaiden game look like in the year 2025 as opposed to Ninja Gaiden Black, which was 2012? When was Ninja Gaiden Black? I forget.
Like the first Ninja Gaiden Black, or
Yeah.
I don't know. I would have said late 2000s.
Oh, I guess it was a 360 game, right?
Yeah,
that
I
makes
remember.
more
I remember
sense.
Hill and Brudvig playing that at the old IGN office. That's
Yeah.
That's 2010 or earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm stoked to see both of these teams working in tandem and trying to say, all right, it's the year 2025. We've seen a lot of really awesome action games come out. We've seen a lot of awesome Souls-likes come out with different massive teams and even small teams. How do we take all the knowledge gained from what makes all of those games good and apply it here? But I'm mainly just stoked to see Ninja game mixed in a cyberpunk world. Like,
Yes.
I want to see those sections because I've played a lot of period pieces where you are back in some like the Edo period or something in samurai worlds, and I've seen a lot of games like that. I'm stoked to see this sort of cyberpunk bright colors area of this video game.
And you're talking about like it being modernized, right, and taking in all those lessons. I think it being developed by Platinum Games is such an interesting, fascinating thing because I feel like a lot of the established, modernized like elements about action games today have been established by Platinum, right? Like we're talking about Platinum and From Software as being probably like the biggest ones as far as studios that have really pushed action games forward. And so for a studio where we've gotten, Bayonetta 3, we got Nier, Mike, you said you played Vanquish recently, right?
I did play Vanquish. That's a fun time.
Again, these are all
Yeah,
Platinum
really good
games.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, Platinum knows what they're doing. And also I think Platinum needs more wins under their belt because they've had some losses in recent years when I talk about a Babylon's Fall or like games like that. And so really looking forward to this one, but also want to shout out Dispatch, which doesn't have a solid release date, but is coming out in 2025, or at least
Can't
it's
wait.
announced to come out in 2025.
Do you believe it?
I mean, do I believe it's coming out? I don't know.
These indies.
I don't know.
Ad hoc. What are you doing?
And like, if it gets delayed, it gets delayed, right? I'm not.
Of
in a
course, I want it to
rush-
be awesome.
I'm not in a rush to play it, but I am excited for it after playing the demo and seeing how quality the animation and presentation is, how into the writing I am, right? These characters, it feels like I'm watching Invincible on an Amazon streaming service, right?
Yeah.
This sometimes doesn't feel like I'm playing a game, and then you get those dialogue choices and you're like, wow, I'm playing this. And then like all of that added in with this like management strategy simulator where I'm like dispatching these different heroes to take out or to take care of like different problems around the city. Like when I first played the demo, I was definitely put off by it a little bit, and then I replayed the demo and I was like, wait a second, this is actually pretty fun. Like
Yeah.
I love that I have to think about these heroes' skills and like their abilities and their temperaments and all these things to be like, all right, you're gonna go save these people from a burning building, and you're gonna help this kid get his balloon out of a tree. Like having to make those decisions in a superhero setting, I think is really fascinating and really fun, and I want to see how that evolves over the course of the game. And so I'm really excited for this one.
Over in the live chat, what a guy says, the Dispatch devs just posted in the Discord today, doubling down on a 2025 date. So there you go.
That
Stand
game's
by that.
visual quality looks so
incredible.
outstanding.
Yeah.
It just looks like a Netflix TV show.
What
It doesn't look
1,000%.
like an engine shit.
Michael,
Hello, Greg.
a lot of talk there about Cyberpunk, which of course makes me think your new Cyberpunk Switch
bag.
better be together.
It'll be delivered eventually.
Yeah, well, I got to remember.
Did I
the
put down
email.
the wrong address? I don't know.
Oh,
Who
geez,
knows?
That's always trouble. It's going to show up at the liquor store across the street. Michael, talk to me about what you're anticipating for the rest of 2025.
Greg, I got a big three, but I got a couple outside looking ins. I want to give a couple of shout outs here, but I do want to first off give an honorable mention. Greg, I know it's not really your game, but the world has been taken by storm by Peak, a really fun multiplayer experience where you climb
Of
up to
all the
tippy
games
top
for you to
games.
throw a stray at me, I
Yeah.
enjoyed Peak when we played.
Well, good. We're going to play it again.
I went around, I did the trumpet to Nick the whole
Well, I
time.
got a
He
better
hated
game
it.
for you now that I want you to be aware of.
better than
It's
Peak?
not coming out this year, but it's coming out in 2026 from House, the team that made Untitled Goose Games. This is called A Big Walk. I want you just to make sure you're aware of this and put it on
Mike,
your
do you know
map.
the title of this episode?
I always want people to be put on to
Look
great
at the
games.
future,
and if you
you
like
know?
Peak,
He did a
you
lot of
gotta be
homework,
aware
Wes.
We talked about this in the
of
top.
big
It's
walk.
jazz. It's jazz. Mike wants to. It's anticipated.
This is my honorable mention. It's not
All
even
right, fair.
outside looking in.
All right,
It's
fair.
just the one to put on your map because the House team has something special coming up with a big walk that you and your friends can go on. And I think you gotta keep this on your radar because the game looks and sounds like a really fun time with your friends. We'll have full proximity chat. You're going to go out on a big adventure with your
Well,
friends.
what am I doing?
There'll be puzzles along the walk.
Okay.
You're walking and talking.
You're walking
There's
and
only
talking.
There's only two parts of this game. Walking and talking. That's all they want you to do.
Did anyone lose a loved one? Like, why am I walking? I don't. I'm just doing puzzles.
Now
in
let's
here.
go to the outside looking in, okay? There's 3 outside
does that mean?
looking in. These are
Oh,
not
lies, man.
Snowbike Mike's big 3, but these are 3 that you need to know about.
Okay.
And we're
You
going to
gotta
hit you
know
with
the
a
big 3.
double supermassive block
Yes, he has
here,
6
okay?
written down here, by
Because
the way.
the question is, can Supermassive deliver on 2 games here? Directive 80-20 from Supermassive. Here's a team that made Until Dawn, of course, The Quarry, and then we kind of got lost in the sauce with some of the Dark Pictures anthology games. Now
Varying
we go
quality.
up to space. And the question is does this team have the juice once again? Will I get an Until Dawn? Will I get a Quarry? Or will I get an Ashley Tisdale?
First off, fuck you. That was a great one.
That was a great one.
That was a great
one of the better ones out of the group, yes.
That was a good one overall.
That was good, yes. So
What was the one that we played, Mike, that we streamed with Nick that one time?
that was the one where it was the Saw murder mystery, The Devil Inside Me. Yes.
That one was rough.
That one
was
was
rough.
rough.
Yeah, that one I didn't
Man
like.
of Medan was the worst, and it started the whole anthology.
Man of
worst name,
Medan,
too, Man of
Little
Medan.
Hope, and The Devil Inside Me are the bottom 3 out of the 5 that they released in
All right,
that
fine.
lineup. So
I played this one at SGF too.
Lay it on me.
I think they're taking their time with this one. Remember, the Dark Pictures anthology was annual for a while, which was crazy. This one's got a really nice UI to it. It's got the same stuff in it. It's more single player, jumping just between perspectives without the big like boom. Now you are Ashley Tisdale or whatever. It's just like making decisions and go. I love these games already for what they are. This one seems like it's like off of the 30 minutes I played, could be on the better side of them.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as far as like even when you have a mid one of these, I'm all the way in just because I love these games overall. I think Devil in Me was the only one where I was like, damn, this is a waste of time. I really didn't like that. But also when I played it, I just had a lot of bugs and stuff. Like it felt like it was rushed, which is part of why I'm excited for this one because it's taken a little bit longer for them to put this out. Like they had been annualized as far as what they were doing with Dark Pictures. This had a little bit more time, and also they've changed it from, I believe it was called like a Dark Pictures anthology : whatever the game was.
Yeah.
This is Directive 80-20, a Dark Pictures game or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. It's not part of the anthology. They're not trying to do the whole thing anymore.
Yeah, and so this feels like a redefinition
Which I do
for what they're
think
trying to
means
do.
we lose the man. That fucking
Oh, you think
rocker
so?
intro of walking through the hallway and having the curator. I think we're getting away
But
from
I think we need somebody, right? Like
I know.
did Quarry have a storyteller or like a person to do like the
no,
intermissions?
right? And
Yeah, I
I think
guess
that
I
worked to
don't
its
remember that.
benefit. To make it not feel like Until Dawn, to make it not feel like
Yeah.
Dark Pictures anthology.
Man,
Didn't
yeah, I'm
have
gonna
like
miss
a
that element.
fortune teller.
Shit, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You did have a fortune
Something
teller.
like that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So
you're right.
now we leave out the question of like, will this deliver on October 2nd? Because 7 days from then, they hit us with Little Nightmares 3. This team at Supermassive is now taking over the IP of Little Nightmares 3, which was originally a different team that is now going to make Reanimal, if you remember that. Both very similar art styles, very similar looks of the 2 little characters, kind of walking like an inside look. Now, can you take Little Nightmares 3 and make it a really good experience, being not the main devs of this? So a little Supermassive double block for you to keep in mind.
But these are just outside looking ins.
These are outsides looking in. I
nice.
just want you to be
So
mindful
these are ones
of,
you're not going to play, but you
oh no, these will be games that I play. I love a good horror game. Outside looking in is like, these are games I'm excited for, but these aren't the big thing.
They're not. They're
Yeah.
outside of the top 3, looking into the top
Yeah.
3.
Yep.
got it.
But I want you to be
Honorable
mindful that Supermassive now has 2 horror games coming out in October, and one of them is not their IP that they're known for. So it's going to be very exciting to see if they can deliver a Little Nightmares game here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about that.
I predict they won't.
You think it's gonna come out and be super mid?
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Cool.
6 out of 10.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on the opposite.
9.
Wow.
I think it's gonna be a 9.5.
Wow. If you're so
Wow.
bullish about it, pick it up for Fantasy Critic
Yeah,
right
pick it
now.
up on your
Yeah,
phone.
do
I
it.
think
Howard.
my team's full. Maybe. I
I
don't
may
know.
drop one of your games.
And the final outside looking in Let's talk Arc Raiders, baby. Of course, Arc Raiders, October 30th is finally getting a release date of this one. It killed Bungie's Marathon. It outdid them in the game of the demo summer. And of course, people are excited for Arc Raiders. This is a multiplayer experience with the extraction shooter setting that people seem to really be gravitating towards. I'm surprised that so many people liked this. A genre that is so small, tough to get into when you think of games like Escape from Tarkov and more, that somehow Arc Raiders really appealed to a larger audience. I don't know if it was the setting, I don't know if it was the gameplay, but something in the mix of all of this, they have found themselves at the forefront of soon-to-be extraction shooter releases that seem to be the one that people want to play. So I want to give a big shout out to Arc Raiders finally getting a release date. You've probably played it over the summer. You know what's going on, but it is time to finally play this on October 30th.
We had a lot of fun with this one, man. I'm excited to hop in. I don't think I'm going to in any way know life this unless it just sort of catches us the way that the cycle did for that week or two or whatever it was. But yeah, this was a really, really fun time, and it looks and controls like The Division, and it was sort of scratching that itch. Then just, Mike getting shot up by a random team, and me and Maddock on proximity chat being like, all right, we're going to go separate ways. We're cool. And then we end up killing them, and it was a good time. Really, really good time.
How many players can party up in this?
I think only 3.
3.
Remember we partied up, or we made friends with that one squad?
Yep.
And then, we made friends with a squad as we were like taking on another team. And this was like another team that we could have tried to kill. And at one point, Mike is on Prox chat being like, my homie's Andy hopping in, his computer crashed or whatever, his game crashed, he's hopping back in though, so if you see him, don't kill him. And we're all just homies with these dudes or whatever. And then Mike, off mic, goes, all right, we're going to fucking kill them. Okay? And we ended up not killing them because they extracted a little bit too quicker, quicker than we did. But these games are so much fun for those emergent random gaming moments, but we'll see if it has the legs to bring in an audience that maybe Marathon was looking to go get.
Now, this game will either die in 6 months or live for 2 years and be a success. That's how these games kind of go. It will either just immediately fall off the planet, or it will have the staying power that will succeed. And out of the ones that we've played, this is the one.
How do I get my name on the short list to be on like the first stream for this one?
Okay.
Because I feel like I keep missing. I always miss
You're a very busy
the initial. Man. Well, I mean, like that's why I'm trying to get ahead of it.
Okay.
That way we can think about it for the future.
October 30th.
Because this is what I've been wanting to play, and I never got around to.
I would rather have you there than Nick Scarpino.
Damn.
Well, that's why I asked how many players. Because once you said 3, I was like, "Fuck."
You're ornithopter, bro.
Oh man, this weekend me and
Nick came in with a box the size of a refrigerator today, and immediately was like, "Andy, I fucking saw this ornithopter parts."
We're doing so much work, dude. We have so much aluminum.
I'm excited to hear about what's no longer outside looking in, but what's actually in Mike's top 3 most anticipated games. But first, I'll remind you that we are an 11-person small business all about live talk shows. If you love what we do at Kind of Funny, we couldn't do it without your support. Pick up a membership on patreon.com/kindoffunny, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, Apple or Spotify to get all of our shows ad-free. But you're not using them, so as Christopher 21 in the chat says, I can't wait till chat sees Tim's hair during the ads. So here's our sponsor.
This episode's brought to you by Mood. Let me tell you about the online cannabis company that's revolutionizing how we deal with life's challenges. From sleepless nights to stress-filled days, Mood.com has created an entire line of functional gummies that target specific health concerns with 100% federally legal THC blends. They'll deliver them discreetly right to your doorstep, and you can get 20% off your first order at Mood.com with promo code KINDOFFUNNY. I've been having a great time trying out their different gummies, and I'm loving how each one feels. And each one is crafted using federally legal cannabis grown on small, family-owned American farms. No pesticides, no BS, and they can ship to most states in the U.S. Best of all, not only does Mood stand behind everything with an industry-leading 100-day satisfaction guarantee, but as I mentioned, listeners get 20% off their first order with code KINDOFFUNNY. So head to Mood.com, browse their amazing selection of functional gummies, and find the perfect gummy for whatever you are dealing with. And remember to use promo code KINDOFFUNNY at checkout to save 20% on your first order. That's Mood.com, MOOD.com, promo code KINDOFFUNNY. This episode's brought to you by Factor. Summer is here, baby. That means more sun, more light, but it should not mean more hours inside cooking. That's where Factor comes in. Factor's chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals are ready in just 2 minutes, taking the hassle out of eating well. Multiple people here at Kinda Funny have been loving their experience with Factor, and you can too. Factor meals arrive fresh and ready to eat, perfect for any active lifestyle over summer and beyond. With 45 weekly menu options, you can pick gourmet meals that fit your summer gains and goals. Choose from options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto, and more. Factor powers your day, sun up to sundown. With nutritious breakfasts, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, and guilt-free snacks and desserts, Factor has your whole day covered. Enjoy more this summer. Get Factor if you want all the flavor and none of the fuss. Get started at factormeals.com/kindafunny50 off and use code kindafunny50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code kindafunny50 off at factormeals.com/kindafunny50 off for 50% off plus free shipping.
It looks like Tim's trying to hide the groundhog from Caddyshack under his hat. You know what I mean? That there's some kind of varmint that Tim has underneath that hat. Nick Scarpino, king of comedy. Is it a wig? I don't know, of course. Wigging out Scarpino. What is going on with the hair?
I don't know, but we have to kill it. It has to be killed.
I don't like this. I don't like what we're doing today.
Yeah, this is bullying.
It's going to come for us.
Listen,
If it gets any bigger, it's going to come for us.
Listen, Andy, blessing, I understand that it seems like bullying, but if you ever watch in review, he's not very nice to me and Nick. So
Yes.
this is he's
I
got
don't
this-
believe that. I don't
Also,
believe
Tim,
that
look at-
whatsoever.
Tim is like a forest. Occasionally, there needs to be a fire to
You gotta
burn some
raise
of it
part
around. You
of
got
it.
to bring it back inside.
Bro,
If we let him go unchecked, he'd know how important he is to the company. And then he'd fucking have us over a barrel. Mike, give me your 3.
yeah, let's go quick over 2 and 3. Baby Steps, September 8th. Keep
we
an eye
played
out.
that.
Very, very excited about Baby Steps. One of those super difficult games where you climb up a hill. But this one's got a little heart, a little charm, a fun story to keep you going.
Yep.
I think people are really going to be put onto this one.
Really goofy. A lot of funny
Yeah.
dialogue.
Up next, Jurassic World Evolution 3. I'm a sucker for a park sim game. I love building games. And you know what the kids want,
What do
Greg?
they want? What do they want?
Dinos.
They
Blessing,
love-
you know what the
Look
kids
at the-
love?
No.
Look at the box office. This Jurassic World movie, complete dog shit, but it's people are buying it. They're
What
going
do
to
the
see
people
it.
yearn for?
What's that?
Dinos. Andy, what do people love?
Fucking dinos.
Dinos.
Dude.
The idea that I get to build a theme park with dinos. This is the 3rd version. I
you-
really like the
We're
team.
streaming this, Mike.
Have you gotten super deep into the other ones?
No, never.
Okay.
I've
Okay,
bought them. I've played a little bit of them, but this is the one where I really want to commit to and dive deep on. But I'm excited for this one. It's been about 4 years since the last one, so we're kind of on a cycle with this. It's very interesting.
Did
But
do we know if the AI stuff got taken out of this game or not? I remember the Steam community was all up in arms about all the AI stuff that they had to like disclose or whatever.
Barry, you school me on that one. I have no idea,
no
big
idea.
dog.
Okay.
Lay it on me. Okay, number 1. We'll keep it quick and short. September 24th. Silent Hill F. F is for friendship. This latest trailer from this game looks really good. I think this game might deliver.
Yeah?
We're riding high off of Silent Hill 2 remake. Bloober team did a really good job on that one, but this is a different team. Looking at this trailer, I'm like, wow, this has got the visuals, it's got the horror, it's got the moments, but I'm really into the friendship themes.
Oh, we love friends.
Because you know, Andy out there, betrayal, greed,
A lot of unaccounted
envy,
for hours.
You know what I
A lot of
mean?
unaccounted for
A
hours.
lot of thoughts, a lot of whispers. I'm very excited to see how you dive
where
in
he's going with
and
this.
make
Yeah.
friendship scary because I like that. There could be
Yeah.
some really
Yeah.
good moments
Yeah.
here and some good story plot.
I mean,
lines.
I could tell
friendships
them
with
all
Mike.
about everything. Yeah. Friendship is very scary.
Chat
yeah.
is calling out that AI is gone in Jurassic Park, whatever that is. The scientist portraits are going to be AI, but they fixed it, says Credence the Base.
Oh, good.
There you go. And so, yeah, keep an eye out for Silent Hill. Those are my 3 most anticipated: Silent Hill F, Jurassic World Evolution, and Baby Steps.
Hell yeah. Andy, what do you got?
Well, I like Mike also typed in a bunch of shit. Because I don't, again, you know I'm excited for Hollow Knight Silk Song. That's number 1. Duh, if
Yeah,
that
yeah.
happens this year.
Hey, apparently launch day of the Xbox ROG Ally X, but maybe not be launching with it, but on launch day for one of them. Either when the game launches, the X will be out, or when the X launches, the game will be out.
Either way, and it'll also be playable next month in Australia,
Oh, governor.
which Mike knows a lot about.
He does,
Do you
yeah,
think they'll
actually.
ban it before then?
Oh, for violence? Yeah,
Yeah.
possibly. Violence against bugs. So, yeah, obviously I'm super stoked for Hollow Knight Silksong if that's the one that comes out this year. But really high up on my list are 2 games that I've just kind of been missing the gameplay loop of, and they are Borderlands 4 and Hot Shots Golf. Everybody's Golf. Borderlands 4, I'm stoked for.
Of course.
It previewed really, really well.
Sure did.
Everything that we saw gameplay-wise looks like, okay, this is going to be a nice big upgrade to what we experienced with 3, but also just I haven't played Borderlands 3 since it came out, and it's been a long-ass time. And I love shooters like this, and I love the progression of it, and once you get your hooks in me, you're going to have me for guaranteed 30, 40 hours, and then I'll move on to the next thing.
100%. Borderlands, obviously, I loved 3, played the bejesus out of it, was on the Borderlands show, obviously, and but Borderlands pre-sequel, Borderlands 2, like I've been through. With Borderlands 4, there's something interesting where I'm just not hungry for it. And so I'm hoping I sit down on sticks and it immediately is just Borderlands and clicks, and it's got they've talked a lot about the writing and how they're trying to do it this time around. It's got and I hope I connect with my Vault Hunter right away and I'm just off to the races. But right now it's like one of those, like, I assume I'm going to like it, but I'm not sitting around going, I can't wait to play it like I was with 3.
My bold prediction, I think this will be on Kind of Funny's top 10 game of the year list.
I hope so.
Game of the year. Somewhere in the 5 to 10 range, but
Yeah,
I think
I
it'll
like
be
that.
on there.
Andy, let's play together.
I like that a whole lot. I'm super down to play this video game
Hell
with
yeah.
you, Greg.
Thank you. I like that.
As somebody who's been begging, blessing Greg to play the Division with me, but play on PC so I can play
that's
keyboard
the
mouse.
trouble there.
Yeah, this
Like,
is the PC part that hurts.
I thought you said recently you just said you were a PC gamer. What happened?
But like,
but you gotta save.
my save is on PlayStation.
But
You don't wanna
you
leave your
just started a new
character
character.
behind.
Who cares? You don't know that character. That guy's a stranger to you.
Yeah,
now.
but do I have to do like all the museum shit again?
No.
Although
You
I like
just-
the museum.
You start
shit,
off at
but-
level 50, and you're just like, bam, you're ready to rock.
We have the codes. That stream keeps getting put on the thing, but then
yeah,
scrubbed for something
a
else.
5-hour experience.
I'm down then.
I want to do it.
Play on
Joey
PC.
wanted to do it too.
Play on PC. So yeah, that's Borderlands 4. Super stoked for that.
Sure.
What else is on the? Well, everybody's
golf we need to talk about.
Everybody's golf hot shots. Again, this is not by Clap Hands.
Yep.
So, kind of maybe a weird one. I don't know how I feel internally about that, Greg.
Yep.
Kind of, makes my heart not feel super great that Clap Hands is no longer in charge of this. Bandai Namco. I don't know what dev it is, but Bandai Namco is publishing.
Yep.
It's still everybody's golf though, and it's probably going to perform super similarly, gameplay wise.
I don't
love
know,
everybody's
man.
golf.
I love everybody's golf too. I just think this is going to be bare bones. I don't think we're getting the everybody's golf. I think we had everybody's golf PlayStation 4, right? That was like just fantastic.
Where I made the
don't.
tiny Nick.
Yeah. Oh God, the funniest shit of all time, right? I just think that, and this is the one we've gone back and forth on of like, wait, is this a remaster? Is it this? Is it that? Like, even the website's weird about like what they're calling it. Like, I think it's not going to be fleshed out enough. I think you're going to jump in and we're going to really immediately hit up and just be like, oh, no. But we'll see.
Because I want a sick ass character creator.
Yeah.
I want to buy a cool visor. I'm a visor guy.
I think
Mike.
you already.
I love
we
visors.
should just play 4 again.
I'm a visor guy out of the links. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still excited to see what it is.
Okay.
And if it comes out and disappoints me, oh well. There'll probably be a lot of stuff to play anyway. But I'm just stoked for not playing. Oh gosh, I forget the mobile version that came out a couple years ago during the pandemic, which was also on Switch, I believe.
Yeah.
Something about
Clap
hole.
hands golf or whatever.
Something about hole or something.
Yeah. Hole.
Yeah. A couple of other games that are, maybe OLI, maybe they're not official. Demon X Machina,
Okay.
Oh,
Titanic
yeah.
Scion.
I forgot about that.
A lot of words, right?
Isn't that Damon?
Damon, maybe Demon.
Yeah, I would say
don't know.
Damon.
Damon Hatfield.
Damon Hatfield Ex Machina.
Ex Machina, yeah.
Yeah, what is it? But this is a mech game that was shown. This is a sequel to the first version that came out only on Switch, I believe. I don't think the first one ever came out everywhere, but this one is going to be multi-platform. Oh, maybe it did come out everywhere. Holy shit.
Oh yeah,
My
that's on
bad.
Steam.
I thought this
well,
was
it originally was a Switch exclusive. I'm pretty
right,
sure.
okay. And after kind of the disappointment of Mecha Break, being really, really stoked about Mecha Break as somebody who loves customizing and making my own mech dude, Mecha Break being this PvP only situation, watching this trailer really did make me miss not only the hype for Armored Core 6, which was such a phenomenal experience, but also it reminded me a lot of Nintendo Switch exclusive Platinum games.
Oh, Astral Chain.
Astral Chain.
Yeah.
Something. I mean, maybe
I think
just,
we missed Astral Chain Day, by the way.
Oh no!
I'm pretty sure we made an astral chain. I think that might have been yesterday.
It was a weird day over the weekend, and I think
Happy belated.
someone
Happy belated astral chain
tagged
day.
it.
Happy belated Astral Chain Day, everybody. But yeah, something about the visual quality here. Maybe because this was the trailer on the from Switch, so you're seeing some lower textures and things like that. But something about the visual quality did remind me of just the feelings that I had playing Astral Chain. But I really love sort of a mech fast action cool game with awesome anime hype moments, and hopefully we get that with this video game. I'm actually pretty stoked that the first one was on Steam Deck or on Steam. I had no idea that it did go multi-platform, so maybe that's something that I hop into
Did you ever?
very soon.
You never tried the first one?
No, I think I played the demo because they released a demo way back in the day.
I played the demo, and the demo unsold me on it.
Oh,
but
man.
I'm my main thing was just that it felt slow playing the game, playing the demo. And so like if this one feels faster, if people are evangelizing it, then this is one that I'm definitely also wanting to hop into. Because yeah, like no game does mechs like Armored Core.
Yeah.
And I'm forever chasing that high. I'm right there with you.
You're
like
so
Mecha
right.
Break came out, and it just totally missed me. I don't even think I realized it was out.
Well, it being PvP just really, it being an Overwatch like follow the payload type game or a capture the hill, capture hard point, whatever you want to call it. That's the stuff that I'm like, I just don't want this out of this experience. And that game has some of the coolest customization, which I love, but just not super into that game loop. And since Hollow Knight Silksong was not an official one, I'll give you number 4, even though you asked for 3. Lost Soul aside, we'll see if that game comes out. Solo dev. This game's been in development for about 7 or 8 years.
I don't remember
But
this one.
Lost Soul aside was
what's this
shown
one?
at a State of Play. It's a action Souls-like one of these games. Another one of these games. You're like, oh, another one of these. It's a bit more far future looking visually, but it being, I think it's just one dude, if not a very, very small team. I'm sure when the credits come out, people will roast me and be like, Andy, there was a bunch of contractors or whatever.
33 people working on it.
Yeah. But this game just looks really, really sick and kind of, very Nier Automata action, very...
It's like, what if Final Fantasy 13 met Nier Automata?
Yes. And I think it just looks super stunning. And
Sorry, not 13. 13 verses.
13 verses, yeah. And if this game ever comes out, it looks to be an absolute blast.
Was supposed to come out the same day as Elden Ring Night Reign.
That's right.
Then it got delayed.
That's right. Did get delayed, so probably never gonna... Probably we'll see in 2026 maybe, but hopefully it does come out this year.
Well, it has a release date.
Yeah, I know, but
Oh, you don't think they're gonna hit it?
I just don't know if it gets delayed again.
What are they saying on Discord today, chat?
Yeah, what's the Discord?
You know
thing?
what I mean? Gotta subscribe to all these goddamn Discords to figure out what's going on now.
And the other OLI was Crimson Desert, which we already know that I'm excited for that.
I still don't think that's this year.
You think it gets delayed?
I think I gets delayed, yeah. I mean, I think it's a really big, really ambitious,
Yeah.
cool-looking game. Again, as I talk about it from SGF, right? I was underwater when I started because it's so convoluted in buttons, but by the end of it, I was vibing. Now, again, would that be a vibe to a 6.5 or an 8.5? Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, I want to obviously put real time into it, but I think there's so much going on with that game, and they have so many eyes on it that take your time.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
What are your list? Greg?
Thank you.
What
for
are your list?
asking,
Has been
Andy.
said in time.
Of course, my number 1 isn't on my list. It's Outer Worlds 2. I forgot until I saw Blessing right then. But what I wrote down then, and I think it's because of the imminency of it, is Hell Is Us. September 4th, I came back from seeing this in Montreal. Rogue Factor, right? The developer. And really was floored with it, especially coming off of, at the time, playing Outer Worlds, where jumping in and having a very Fallout open world Western RPG presentation of conversations, but then having it be you got to pay attention. Where are you going? What clues did they give you on how to go do the mission you need to actually set off and do? I really love that emergent gameplay that, okay, let's go figure it out. So to have it in a crazy ass civil war with these weird monsters going around, it's a game that I think is going to test me in terms of gameplay as I try to learn to parry it correctly, as I try to do the Souls things that I usually avoid from not vibing. I had 3 hours with this game and only got more excited the more I played. And so this is one of those that I sit there going like, all right, September 4th, so we should get code 2 weeks before, which would be excellent. Like, I'm that kind of like obsessive about it, let alone the Kojima layer on top of it of this goofy ass story of what's going on with the big old fat man smoking a cigarette interrogating you. I can't wait. I'm really stoked about this one. Andy, I know you played the demo, but it cut off before you got to the open world stuff, right?
Correct, yeah. And I enjoyed my time with it. I just was lower on what I thought it was going to be. where I was thinking, man, this could possibly, if it hits, it could be a game of the year type video game that catches everybody by surprise. And I was not amazingly sold on it, but still looking forward to it very much. So I think maybe the combat kind of felt off here and there. It's going for has some neat things about it where you hit that one button to heal after you kill everybody, but
sucking the white stuff.
But it being this very 50-50 explorative and investigative video game mixed with action Souls-like elements, it should absolutely be my shit, and I hope it is, because I did really find fascinating talking to these NPCs and trying to complete their quests and being and really, really kind of knowing that with a lot of games, we can just skip a cutscene here and there. We can skip through dialogue. That's just kind of the way that we are tuned to play games nowadays, especially something when you're playing like Destiny with friends and you're just all blabbering and talking shit anyway. So it's like, well, yeah, whatever's happening with the story, we'll figure it out later. But this one, getting in that mindset of I'm really going to focus hard on this shit, take down notes, talk to this people, hearing them mention about this one area over here, and then when you get there, you go, "Oh shit, that's what that lady was talking about." It's a different experience that I'm super compelled with.
I'm stoked for a game that demands my attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The amount of times I sit in my life all day long on a fucking show talking to you people offset whenever I haven't talked to my family, and I'm just like, I just want to play games. And then I get to play games at night, and I find myself looking at my phone while something happens, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm actively trying to put my stuff away and focus more on what I'm doing and what I'm playing. And so for this game to kind of demand your attention, I'm stoked about.
Yeah.
Then I have number 2 for me, Pokemon Legends October 16th. As you all probably know, I am reviewing it for Kind of Funny.
Lead reviewer.
I keep jumping in there. I'll be with the one code we get from Nintendo. I'm sure I can wrestle away from Tim Geddes.
I don't like that I'm not including that, by the way.
I'm sorry, not this time.
I would also like to.
Yeah,
play.
I've never reviewed a Pokemon before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
you don't have a Wii.
Listen, but you guys got so many more years. You got so many more years. You got so many more years.
What are you playing?
You can get the next one. You know what I mean? Who knows when I'm going to retire?
So Bless already reviewed one. Tim always does it. We got Johnny Come Lately over here. Just heard of a goddamn.
I don't think you want Greg Miller's Pokemon review, right?
I mean, that's not what the headlines say when we put Greg Miller in the title. Usually.
What's a Mega Evolution?
It's when you evolve them all the way, and then you go to the last one. You bam.
I mean, Mike. He's not wrong. Mike,
I don't know what Mega Evolution is.
I'm playing Violet, right? And I came back, switched to, but I'm compelled by all these different things on the Switch too. But when I was throwing myself at it before I had to give Tim my Switch for Donkey Kong, I was like, okay. I was like, I'm at the Final Four. I should just go do it. And I survived that Final Four.
Final Four.
The fucking shock when they were like, "There's one more on the other side." I'm like, damn it! I didn't prepare for this. I didn't prepare for this.
Mike, ask me what a Nidoking is. What type it is?
What type is that?
Ground and poison. Come on. We're talking about
hold on, real quick. Just
we gotta give it a
time out
Mike.
again for you. I got the tabs open on my my phone. I'm looking at these fucking champions. I'm like, oh God, what is this thing to this thing? I'll send, and of course I've renamed all my fucking guys. So I'm like, I'll send out Pork Chop. He looks like a pig.
Jesus.
We don't know if Rattata is a ground type.
I love
or not.
this game.
We have no idea. It's on the
no
ground.
idea. Yeah, exactly on the ground.
If you ever want to continue your Pokemon fun, if you enjoy battling, Greg,
I do.
You want to get better at your types,
play
Pokerogue. Great experience from last year. Whole lot of fun.
Here's the thing. I need it to be IP based. I'm not going to take one of these knockoffs. Okay. But anyways, all jokes aside about the review, 100%. I was talking to Nintendo about this recently over drinks, just hanging out, right? Of Ben's passion for Pokemon has gave me a different window, and it gave me my first actual angle. That's why I went back to Violet after we watched the cartoon, where I was like, oh, okay, I understand this in a different way than just the game, which wasn't working for me, but the game paired with the world and the cartoon and the spirit of it. I'm like, so anyways, to be super excited for a Pokemon and a brand new one and Switch 2, and again, La Peri, you know what I mean, and cool outfits, and I'm like, hopefully it runs better out of the gate than Violet did. I'm excited even if I don't get to review it to be there right away and be jumping into it.
During games daily, Bless, he kept on looking at me and going, Petty.
And
I was like, I thought he was just calling me Petty.
Oh.
And he went Petty. And I was like, oh. Very odd.
And then my final one on my list is Metal Gear Solid Delta. No surprise there. I'm a big Metal Gear Solid fan, and I have not touched this one yet, and I am excited to go back. Poe was just in town. I tinkered with the idea of starting. Back in the day, him and I played every Metal Gear together, and so it was should we do 3? And we said no. We'll just wait. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
I'm excited for this one, but also I feel weird about it. Like there's something about what we've seen where I'm like, I'm looking at Ocelot here, right? And like there's something that doesn't feel as alive and as like aligned with like the art style of the PS2 MGS3.
Sure.
And I'm sure once I play it, it'll probably be fine, and I'll probably be like, okay, cool, no, this is fine, like this is exactly what it is. But there's something about when I look at it, it feels like they took all the assets, put it in Unreal 5
there's no
or
soul
whatever.
to it.
Yeah,
I definitely can vibe with that looking at it. And that's my thing where it's like most anticipated because I love Metal Gear, but also because I'm interested to see how this comes together and what they're able to do with it. As somebody who, appreciates Twin Snakes, like I'm just stoked to get more Metal Gear, even if it isn't true Metal Gear, if that makes sense.
You could turn the piss filter on. Plus, whenever you play these old, thinking back to like PS1 and even PS2, like the Metal Gear games they were so like, all right, we're gonna have little trails behind every characters as they're walking, like this weird amount of motion blur that Kojima loves, like cinematically, along with like LED light trails. Like you throw those in the game, get a little PC mod blast, you'll feel right at home. Feel right at home. Maybe because everything just looks so clean and smooth.
Yeah, everything it looks too clean.
Yeah,
but
that's always as somebody who loves Peace Walker, right? Whenever they do the HD versions of Peace Walker, I was like, oof, not much going on in this game when you take it off of the PSP and toss it on my 80-inch TV.
It's clean and smooth with that being paired with the older animations.
Yeah.
Of course, we asked at the top of the show for super chats with the games you're looking forward to. Mad Rocks wrote in and said, 2XKO is my most anticipated game this year. Tomorrow there will be an update at 8 a.m. Hopefully, it announces a release date. I will no longer hold out hope for Silk Song coming out this year.
See, I'm
That's
the reverse. I think Silksong comes out this year. 2XKO, I think it's delayed to next year.
Okay, fair
I hope it
enough.
comes out this year. Like, even if it's like an early access form or something, I'm totally down for it. Their website says 2025, and so like,
Yeah, but websites.
Websites, right? I'm going off of vibes. Like, something about this doesn't feel like it's coming out this year.
Understandable. Mike, what's your read on it?
This is one of my most anticipated. I'm into this. I really hope it does drop this year because I really want to get down on a fighting game with you, Bless. This is going to be the one for me that will probably bring me in. The vibe, though, this is Riot Games. We're talking about League of Legends. We're talking about Valorant, right? Like, I know there's a prestige to it. There's a certain level, but also we see a lot of these games come in and they're not a 1.0, right? It can be early access. It can just be out and live and kind of grow. And I think with the Riot name, you could drop this tomorrow and it would be massive, even with 6 or 8 fighters, right? And so I think it will drop this year.
Okay.
End of the year.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Then we had Gerardo is cool tube write in and say, no date yet, but if Phantom Blade Zero is this year, it's the year of the ninja/samurai games with Ghost of Yote, Ninja Gaidens, and Shinobi. We eating good, y'all.
It's not this year.
Yeah, I think we know that's 2026, right?
Yeah,
This year's dead. It's no longer.
Played it at GDC, and they said this year will be the year that they announce the announcement year.
Oh, I always like that. I
They said
appreciate
we
that.
will be announcing the year it comes out sometime this year.
And then our final super chat of the show comes from CJ Splitson, who says, Ghost of Yote and
Yote.
Fuck, did I do it again?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do it again.
Get the chart, get the spreadsheet out or whatever, the
Like you
whiteboard.
woke up from a fog. Like,
Yeah,
do that thing
yeah.
again. Damn it.
And then Marvel Cosmic Invasion from, of course, our friends at Tribute. Can't wait for that one. That is one I am highly anticipating. And they're in this week to stream with us and show a game off. And of course, Tim is hosting their Comic-Con panel this week. So that's cool stuff. So look forward to that.
Good for Tim.
Everybody, this episode is far from over. Like I said, you are about to get a Ghost of Yote. I'm back on track, everybody. Interview with co-creative directors Nate Fox and Jason Connell. To close out this episode of the Gamescast, because each and every weekday, we run you through the topics we need to talk about, whether they be reviews, previews, or just things we need to say. That's what the Kind of Funny Gamescast is all about. Remember, you can get it each and every weekday on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, podcast services around the globe, twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames as well. Tomorrow we'll be at a special time. We are kicking off your programming day with our reaction to the Pokemon Presents deal. So we won't know what's going on. We'll watch it for the first time, and it'll be great. Like, subscribe, share, ring the bell. If you can, pick up a Kind of Funny membership, patreon.com/kindoffunny, and then youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, Apple and Spotify to get all of our shows ad-free and support a small independent business. For now, we kick it over to me, because this show's all about me as I talk to my friends, Nate and Jason. As I live and breathe, Sucker Punches, Nate and Jason. Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Hey, Greg.
How's it
Good to see you,
going?
man?
It's good to see you. I'm glad to see you could take the time to come down to San Francisco after everything we've been through, Nate. After all the infamous
Absolutely.
games.
And I'm glad that you made time between your many watchings of the Superman movie to talk to us. I know that that is a real imposition for you.
It's kind of rude that you'd ask to be here when I should be seeing it again. You know what I mean? For the 6th or 7th time at this point. How many times have you seen it, Nate?
I have not seen it once yet, but you've convinced me I need to see it at least 3 times.
Jason, how many times have you seen Superman?
I am not adding to this number at all.
This
We are
interview is
0.
over. All right, gentlemen. I understand Ghost of Yote is coming up October. You're in the finish. You guys State of Plays. You got a million. You could have gone seen Superman, but I'll stop that. Jason, are you well?
Doing all right, man. Doing great. Thanks for having us here.
No, thanks for coming through. I know how busy you are, and I know there's a lot going on. And that's, I guess, where I want to start. And it's going to be for both of you, but I'll put Nate on the spot first. Nate, we're just coming off of State of Play. Obviously, there's been so many blog posts. There's so much footage out there now. We know so much about this. What is the one thing you see people not getting? What is the one thing we're not asking about? What is the one thing you see misconceptions about when it comes to Ghost of Yote?
I think people don't understand yet how cool all of the weapons are.
Okay.
In the last game, we had a stance system that we loved. And what we did with Ghost of Yote is we kept it just as it is, except for that we switched out from 4 stances to 5. And instead of it being how to position the katana, it is in fact new melee weapons that functions just like the stance system, except it's plus plus. So for instance, if you have the Kasuragama, you can spin it around your head to do an area effect attack if you're surrounded. If you've got a spear, you can use it to knock enemies backwards in space. So if you're near a cliff, you can send them to your death. There's a lot of depth inside of the weapons themselves that, frankly, Greg, I'm here to admit I should have talked about in greater detail in that State of Play. They're pretty cool, and they deserve more time.
Was that really up to you? I've always wondered about that. State of Play. Does PlayStation show up? Does Herman knock on the door? He's like, all right, I need 25 minutes tight from you guys. Or is it you come in and get to do whatever you want, somebody else edits? How does the State of Play actually get built, Nate?
Well, we get to choose, what we think is, exciting to talk about. In the case of showing off how you can use a spear to knock somebody off a bridge, I just should have put that in there. It's a really cool thing. It would have looked great, but I didn't. And I live with regret about that.
Well, I think you're doing just fine. It seems like sentiment's pretty positive about Ghost of Yote so far.
I'm happy to hear it.
Good. One question before we jump, because I want Jason's answer, but Nate, while we're here talking about all the different weapons rather than stances, am I ever going to get to a point in the game where I've leveled up my katana to a certain degree that I don't need to switch around weapons? One of the things, we've talked so much about, and one of the previews for the State of Play was talking about how you customize your experience, what your Atsu is going to be. I was wondering, obviously, if this enemy's weak to this kind of weapon and having to switch to that, if it's ever going to open up eventually and be like, well, you know what? You're just powerful enough with the weapon you love the most. You can take on anybody.
You absolutely do not need to switch weapons to play through the game in the same way that you didn't need to switch stances to play through Ghost of Tsushima.
All right, but we all know that was the right way to play. We all know that was the right way to play.
Well, I mean, maybe for you, actually, I should say for me, I love using the dual katanas.
Hell yeah.
System. You look really cool. You feel really cool. And you can get through the game playing with just dual katanas if you want, because it's, the game allows you to do these things. It's slightly more efficient to switch off, but it's about role playing at the end of the day. And if that's where you feel like, hey, this is who I am in this version of feudal Japan, then we absolutely support you doing that.
I love that. Jason, I know you. I've known you a long, long time. I know you consume everything online about your games. You've seen all these reactions. You've seen people pouring over the trailers, the State of Play. What is the thing you see people not getting?
I think that the thing that I wish for everyone to be able to see is Tsushima. We spent an immense amount of time trying to bring this stylization of the world to life. And it took a long time to find the right art style for that game. And it was, I'm very proud of it. I know the team's very proud of it. And I think the really hard thing is when you go to make a sequel, how do you make that fresh again? How do you not abandon that and just go for the photorealism button? Like, how do you make sure that you're really celebrating that style, but adding some extra bits to it? And I'm really proud of what the team has been able to pull off. It is hard to one up a game that looked as good as the last game is. Again, I'm super proud of the whole art team for really pulling it together. And I really feel like, as much as the state of play, I'm very proud of how beautiful it is and how, vast the landscapes feel. Playing it and being in it and riding around on your horse is a totally other thing, right? You feel everything is moving. There's more particles. The sight lines are much further than they were in the last game. And I really feel like the art team and the rendering team has really just completely outdone themselves, bringing Ezo to life. The mountains are just towering. They're just incredible team. I'm just really proud that they've been able to pull that off. Can't wait for people to see it.
Heck yeah. Jason, you're talking about this game. You're talking about following up Tsushima, a game that was so beloved. Japan as a country celebrated y'all. Was it a foregone conclusion that this would be the next game from Sucker Punch, or did y'all go to the drawing board and really kick around a bunch of ideas, or was it straight to work on Yote?
Nate and I kicked around ideas, but really all of it really starts with us breaking down what we felt was the core essential bits from Tsushima that we just can't walk away from. That lethal precision in combat, samurai cinema, film inspired, magnificent stylization of art and beautiful, vibrant colors, respecting quiet moments as well as the sort of like visceral moments. All of that you really got to carry forward. That was like really important for us. And I feel like the team have been able to really, pull that off. And once we sort of felt like we had those, aspects that we knew we were going to chart forward on, we could start asking ourselves, okay, where do we want to go? Pretty quickly, when we look at Hokkaido, and back then it was called Ezo in 1603, and we saw like how vast it was, and the landscapes are just stunning and beautiful. I was like, wow, what a perfect fit for a Ghost game. The beautiful, vibrant, massive biomes, lots of variation and sort of wilderness. And then we went there, and all of our feelings about that place were, I think, triple. We tripled down on them. It's just an immensely, vastly beautiful place. So felt like that big open landscape in the northern edge of Japan matched with a Vengeance Tale where you're hunting down people, where we can open up the game design just a little bit. Felt like a great match. We kind of got, as soon as we felt like we had that part of the pitch, we went hard at that direction.
Nate, doubling back to something you said a second ago, you talked about, the weapons and how you're role-playing here. Do you consider Ghost of Yote a role-playing game? Is it an RPG?
Oh, I don't think it's an RPG like these kind of big choose your character class, pick how big you want your nose to be, or it's not like that.
Noses are what define RPGs. Everyone knows that.
Like there's a lot of choice in those
customization
games.
Sure.
Yeah, customization. And while Ghost of Yote has customization, you get to pick what kind of armor you want. You can do charms that you like and change the color of your weapons, and upgrade them and get skills. It's very much a story that has a defined beginning, middle, and end. That is the story we want to tell about Atsu transforming from this lonely, kind of broken lone wolf to surrounding herself with a pack and changing who she is. So that story that we want to tell is really the center of the experience as you move through this vast world. In this way, it's not like some of these sprawling RPGs where there are a lot of choice options and different endings and whatnot.
So then with that in mind, talk to me a little bit about this clue system. We saw this interrogation during State of Play, looked awesome, and it really does seem, from the way it was presented and the way I'm interpreting it, is, okay, what do you want to do in this game? There's these like 3 choices. They open up different weapons. They open up different areas. And it seems like, okay, do the stealth, do the attack, do the duel kind of thing. First off, where does that idea come from? Second off, how does that influence the design? And then third, am I going to get to a point in that game where I've exhausted the other 2 options on everything and I'm just getting bottlenecked into one?
So first of all, the idea it really kind of came from a couple spots. Where one, we love making diegetic game design decisions, and meaning we're trying to keep the game in the world or in the story of the world, where the things like the wind come from, and a lot of it, the clue system is sort of because it kind of translates into actually these cards that you can collect. It's our way of saying, hey, this is Atu drawing these cards, trying to keep track of things that you might have learned about. And we don't have a traditional journal where there's just like an endless sort of thing to read of all the things you could do that you
Which
might
I
be
love.
doing right now.
So amazing.
And
The way that looks is awesome.
yeah, and it's like, and so those cards are sort of a way to sort of help with that. Now, when it comes to collecting them, the more you adventure through the world and meet people, and you'll hear rumors about things, you'll have these cards, and it's sort of our way of kind of, like people play your games in a lot of different ways. You have people that rabbit run through the GP, you have people that just do, open world exploration stuff, and it's our way of saying, hey, we're going to give you a couple things, and you can kind of choose, and this one might be a weapon sensei, and this one might be a piece of, challenge content or something like that, and this one might be a GP, and we allow you to choose. When it comes to the actual choice moments where you're, that screen where you're picking between those 2 or 3 options, eventually you will do them all if you're going through the main story. But the cool thing about them is if you pick one and you go up there and you want to go do the other one, you can do the other one. You can bop back and forth. It's not like you have to pick that one and then you're stuck doing that full story. If you don't like it and you want to go somewhere else, our goal is to try to give you as many options as possible. So if you're interested in snowy ninja stuff, that one might be really appealing to you, where you might learn some ninja skills. If you're interested in going to this place full of fire and castle and cool samurai-like abilities, you might head over there, and you might bop back and forth in between them too.
Excellent. Okay, that makes more sense. And I feel like, Jason, I keep quoting the article you had, or the interview, where you were talking about the fact of like, this, you don't want to be the same things over and over again for side missions and side activities in an open world game. How hard has that been to keep what people loved about Tsushima, but then make it also not that I'm doing the same thing over and over again?
I mean, it's probably one of the biggest challenges in making large open games, especially Sucker Punch. We're not, massive 1,000-person teams. We're trying to be as artistic and efficient and impactful as possible. So, first of all, there are a number of mini games and pieces of content that people really enjoyed from Tsushima, and so we kind of carry some of those forward and sort of change them up a little bit so that they might be a little bit more interesting or kind of throw an extra little challenge to them. But then we also created a whole host of new mini games and sort of experiences to try to, that might be more either personable to Atsu, like shamisen mini game songs, or might be more connected to this location. Like there's these like wolf chases, as well as like a gambling coin flicking mini game. We showed it very, very briefly inside of this. And and so we're adding a bunch of new things in. And we've definitely invested in smaller stories in the world, like little tiny morsels. When you get to a place that instead of it being empty or instead of it being a repeat of something else, it's a small, bespoke, unique story. We've invested a lot in that because we find that our players just love to explore outside of the main golden path. We want as much variety there as we possibly can have.
And then Nate, we love celebrating friends of the show. And Kevin, I'm not sure if this is just my confidence monitor, but I'm behind Nate now. We love celebrating our friends of the show. Why Erika Ishii? We've known Erika a long, long time. We love her. Why did Erika stand out as that's Atsu?
Oh, we auditioned a number of people for the role of Atsu. Erika came in, read for the part after reading a description of who Atsu was, and just was the best. She brought the character into such crisp definition to life. She just had the best audition, hands down, and so she got the role.
Okay, easy peasy. I like that answer. And then I know I only have you for a couple more seconds here. We like celebrating our friends like Erika. We love mocking our friends more. So, Jason, what's your most embarrassing Andrew Goldfarb story? What has he done at Sucker Punch? You're just like, I can't believe this man works here.
Oh, man. There was this one time where I was going to go on an interview with this really cool guy that we know really, really well, and we're mutual friends with him. Yeah. And turns out they wanted to use Discord. And he didn't set us up appropriately. And I get to really ring that in on him later today. So that's my biggest one. He's let me down in that one.
I appreciate you. Nate, this is a safe spot. How has Andrew Goldfarb let you down?
I was having lunch with him the other day, and he excused himself to go floss and brush, and he does this all the time. The guy's got the best teeth in America.
Chompers.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
He does.
And I watched him come back, and I said, "Where did you go?" And he's like, "Oh, I floss and brush after every meal." And he looks at me with an accusing stare that I've never seen before. He dental shamed me.
Yeah, he'll do that. He'll do that. I'm sorry you had to go through that. I'm sorry you had to feel that pain.
Yeah, well, it hurts.
It does.
And I've since changed my habits. I'm flossing more often. Thank you, Goldfarb.
I'll see in the end that it worked then. Okay, like we said, bullying works. I like that. Of course, Ghost of Yote is out October 2nd. Gentlemen, I can't wait. It is one of our most anticipated games of the year over at Kind of Funny. So thank you. Can you go finish it early? Can we play it early?
I would have to talk to the PR department.
That's not going to happen. Maram will never let that happen. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the time between your viewings of Superman. This is a hell of a week.
It is. All right, cool. Get this one out and then get working on the next Infamous game, okay? Thanks, guys.